We're live.
How about that?
Look at that. All four of us. Well, five of us.
Yep, all five of us.
We got Mr. Firebird, or Dad Firebird, or Grandpa Firebird. I'm not sure how to go with that one. Dad?
Yeah, that's what I call him. Dad.
Pops?
Yep.
So let's see. We have in here, we have Gus. We have John Kilborn. VHP
all right.
before. Jim and Kelly are here. Richard Dube is here. And
Nice.
who else we got in here? We got 15 people, so make sure you tell us who you are. Foster's here.
All right.
Welcome everyone.
So what are we talking about this week?
Spending my inheritance again. And how to spend it wisely.
Well, I'm Brian from Airhead Garage. That guy over there is
the other way. That way.
Yes, you, John. Yeah, yeah.
You're pointing the other way at my phone, but anyway, hey, yeah. See, there you go. My name's John. I'm a Firebird doctor, we call it, I guess. And Dad's here today. We're playing with his car, the Lamborghini, working on tearing the engine down. It's 70 degrees. We got the doors open and t-shirts on, rocking here tonight. So I'm gonna take that as a win. So
that's a win.
Yep.
And then this guy below me.
Hello, guys. It's Louis from First Generation Garage. And I'm really tired because I digged a whole lot today in the bird cage to throw cement down tomorrow. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Because somebody's getting a lift.
Yeah.
Lucky.
And I'm Mike from Lake and Lodge Garage. Here we are. These guys are all standing around in t-shirts. The temperature's plummeting here, and we're getting ready for 6 inches of snow tomorrow. Great.
Wow. Snow's a bad word.
Yep.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
That's what makes rust.
Yeah, right. Snow leads to salt leads to rust.
More folks. Dino Dave says hello. JS says hello from South Korea.
Wow, cool.
Go.
Browser 90 and Aaron K says, hey.
Nice.
Is that a really off Matthew McConaughey from Dazed and Confused? Hey. No.
Hey.
And Howard Russell joins us.
Wow. Okay, we've already got a bunch of people.
Party going on here, guys.
We got a whole party now. Here's the thing about
30
it.
so far. 30 people.
Oh. Yeah,
Nice.
we better get to doing something worthwhile now. That's all I gotta say.
Rust or no rust?
Where do you begin, right? Now, everyone has their opinion, and that's what we're going to talk about or get into. Do you try to find that better car and don't have to fight the rust? Or do you buy a rust heap like I did here behind us and, put it back together? And obviously, there's pros and cons to all of that. And that's what we're going to get in here today. I suspect that we'll have a lot of opinions, and hoping you as the viewers out there checking us out will share your opinions and your experiences, or I guess your successes, or maybe not so successful on either way, a rust-free car or a rusted-out rust bucket. I guess we can start. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm the kind of person, I like to buy them as a hot mess. I know exactly what I got. It's a mess. I know that when I bought it. I don't have any hidden damage because it's completely trash. And the price typically reflects that too. And I wouldn't drop 10 G's on a rust bucket. We're talking $2,000 or $3,000 car if it's got a title and has most of the parts. That's kind of just my thoughts. And if I could find a rust-free car here in the Midwest, I'd maybe entertain buying it, but it just doesn't exist for me. So I've never had that experience. What do you think, guys? Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I mean, for what I do with them, trying to do the more performance and pro touring stuff, I think I'd feel bad if I had a really super solid car and just, if something is able to bring it back to pristine condition and, true factory, that's not what I do. And like you said, it kind of depends on your skill level too, right? I mean, if you're good with the metalwork, you're good with the welding, you're good with all of that, then, get it as cheap as you can. Here in New Hampshire, all I need is a VIN number. That's it. I have a 55 pickup. I literally peeled the VIN off and threw the rest of it away.
Nice.
So, it's one of those things. You just it's really dealer's choice. But I would feel bad taking a really pristine, rust-free Firebird and doing anything other than 100%, true restoration.
Sure, if you had a really clean one, it'd be hard to say not
Yeah.
to do that.
Right. And like you say, it's what you pay for, right? I mean, you can get one of these for $2,000-$3,000 in a basket.
Uh-huh.
Yep. I think from what I saw with my bird, the kind of the sloppiness of some things being done to it before I got it, I think for myself, I would then be okay with buying a rusty bird and redoing it, knowing that it's done right.
Yeah.
Then I'm driving a POS or a half-done situation.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Louis?
Absolutely. I'm with John and Mike. I buy the most rustiest bird you could possibly imagine. I even have buy them with no title.
Well, yeah.
And then I have to pay for the title later on. But
you gotta have a VIN tag. You gotta have a VIN
right.
tag.
Also, I'm also leaning more a lot what Mike said. It depends on your skill level. If you're not there yet, I understand that something with the project that you see that we build on our channels could be scary, could be overwhelming. But think about this also. If you buy a rusted out car, you really don't get to know until you start taking panels off, especially these cars. They could look pretty from the outside. And the more you take off, the more problems you're going to run into, right?
Sure.
So now you have to give it to somebody else to put it on because your skill levels ain't there. By the time they finish charging or giving you that quote, you might just run away anyway. So it all depends, I guess, how deep your pockets are or how good are you with a grinder and a welder.
Yeah. Yeah. And Brian brings up a really good point too. It's not always just rust. It's previous restorations, right? I mean, a lot of what I had to yard off this thing was just not done right. And it's like, get it out, So, same thing with Ladybird, right? I mean, it's a matter of you also don't always just look for a solid car. Look for the previous restoration and what kind of job was done on that because it makes a difference.
Another thing, guys, we cannot forget. Thank you for bringing Ladybird up, Mike. Now it's not just rust, now is a complete car. If you buy a car that's missing a lot of parts, even bolts, the owner of Ladybird have hundreds of dollars in hardware.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So please, I mean, take these videos serious. We taking our time to make these videos for you guys. We're not becoming rich guys. We just want to share our experience and help you guys out in a lot of different ways. Try to be really smart. Take our advice. We've been around the block more than once. If you buy a basket case and a car that does not have parts, be ready. I mean, I think John told me this the other day on the phone. He said, if you have like a $40,000 budget, bring that up to $50,000. Put another 10 on top of that because it gets out of control quick.
Yeah. And that's a good point, Louis. I mean, a rusty car that's complete is a far different equation than a rusty car that's a basket case. Because if it's complete, you know where everything goes, you know what you got, you can bag things. The slightest, like I got parts laying around here with bags of screws attached to them, right? And I had to replace all those screws because they didn't come with this car. And had I known that at the time, like you said, that's a budget item for sure.
Yep. I mean, as much as I like buying stuff from Ames, they'll sell it to you. It adds up. So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like in my case, my brother didn't even put the shifter or the center console, the right center console, back in my car. So I had to go and source all the components for the linkage from Louis, and then had to go find a center console, and not cheap at all.
Oh.
So definitely having those parts is a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to have a L&L Pontiac right in the backyard.
Yeah, I saw that. You got to get an inventory system going or something. I know you hate computers, but
yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I agree with you. You think that shed was scary? You ain't see my attic upstairs.
Oh,
Need some paper and some crayons and get you a spreadsheet.
Right.
Yeah,
A lot of parts.
What I
Lot of
was
fun.
hoping someone would give us their thoughts on, buying a solid car, but so far most of the comments are like, "Hey, we like our junk, our rusty stuff." So, not that I really wanted to get into a heated argument or debate, but I was kind of hoping that maybe we'd hear some from both sides. But is anyone out there, hey, saying, guys, no, absolutely not rusty, or that's not the way to go? Or at this point, we're all kind of on the same page. We like buying our rusty old birds and putting them back together. So. Now, obviously, there's pros and cons to both scenarios. But
Mhm.
sometimes you win, like that GTO that I bought. I didn't buy it thinking it was a solid rust-free car, but it's actually a pretty solid, very minimal rust car. So I'm not used to that. So it's going to be a little weird experience. I think to have a media blast that comes back. I still have a car. That'll be kind of a first for me. So there is advantages to buying a car. It isn't rusty, but how do you know that it's not rusted out? I mean, how do you? I mean, that might be something that if it's got shiny paint on, I'm gonna probably hide unless it's super cheap. I would rather have a faded car or primer or exposed metal as opposed to buying a shiny car. But what's your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, if something it has a body job on it, you hate to start digging too far, right? But
Right. Oh yeah.
like the inner panels and the inside of the rockers could be completely gone, and you just wouldn't know it. So
Well,
it
that,
is, like
yeah.
Aaron K here says, part of it is the bond, right? I mean, you go all the way through that thing, you know it inside and out.
True.
It's part of the deal.
That's true.
Yep. Well, that's the thing about it. We know these cars, so we've cut them apart. The insides of these rocker panels, they're bare. There's nothing in them.
Yeah.
And to expect a rust-free car not to have rust in the most important structural component on a convertible, it's kind of a hard stretch. Now, I've had a few cars and the rocker panels. Of course, there's going to be rust in there, but is it structural to the point where it needs replaced? I've deemed some that are okay, but majority of the times they gotta go. So,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Well, see, I went with not running and honestly looking for it. Ah, cool. See, someone else was trying to convince them to buy a nice shiny car, and they said not to worry about it. But then they decided to get a rusty car. Now they're looking to doing the restoration. I guess that's the other thing. You get to have the fun putting it back together and rebuilding it. Now, for me, it's rewarding. I like doing it. So you can't convince me that. I mean, like I said, the GTO is going to be a fun project, but it's just going to be weird to literally jump from media blasting to body work and paint, not doing a bunch of metal work. So it's going to be different for me to do.
Jim and Kelly say after getting into our project, I would be afraid to buy a nice shiny car.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's wisdom in that.
That's
Well,
like when I was
right.
here at Jackson and I'd see these cars come past, and I go, "What is underneath that paint? How blotched is this done just to get it across an auction?" You
Well,
know?
you've probably seen it before. Some of the 69 Camaro popped off on the internet. It was either Facebook or whatever. Guy paid 60 G's, 69 Camaro. Looked good in the pictures, looked good at auction, but had a few little bubbles in the paint. Then he started grinding into it and cleaning it up, and it was just loaded full of body filler or welds, bad splices. I mean, it was just a hacked together car. So he spent 60,000 top dollar for this car, and now is potentially going to spend 60,000 again to get it
Mhm.
right. So I don't know. I want someone to tell me, hey, how about this? Tell me different. Why would I want to buy a shiny car? Someone tell me. Any
Right.
viewers out there? But at this point, it looks like we're all kind of on the same page. Buy your junk and know what you got.
I have something to add to this. If you plan to buy one car, you could think about not buying that much of a rusty car, whatever that really means. Whatever you
Yeah,
could see, I
driver.
guess, while taking off a panel, because we all know once you start taking off these panels, surprises come, right?
Oh
But
yeah.
if you plan to build more than one car, like myself, that I have a bad disease, I have them all over the place. It makes you a better person. It makes you a better car builder buying a rusted out car, because let's say the first one, I ain't gonna lie to you, you guys are not gonna do perfect. I mean, whoever said did a car perfect the first time around, if
Nah, I
they
lie.
lying, okay? It'll probably start coming to you from the third and on, depending how much you pay attention, how much really good you want to get. but a rusty car will get you there because you're going to be fixing so many things. You are going to know what to do no matter what comes your way. Like the convertible, the Lovebird was my first convertible to do because I always did hardtops. And if it wasn't for the experience I had before, I would have been really scared to touch a car like the Lovebird. The Lovebird was really bad condition. John knows, he saw it in person. One is in bad condition. The quarter panel was looked like it was T-bone, and they overlapped the whole quarter panel inside the inner structure, not outside skin. Okay, and I had to fix all that up. I mean, and if you see the car in person, she's pretty straight. You know, for having a car that it was so much problems. You know. So your skill level, you want to grow in this hobby to become really good. I really think you need to buy a rusty car, a rusty bird, a rusty whatever, and it'll make you way better in building them. You know, even just if it's just the sheet metal side.
Sure.
Yeah. And we had a Cooney 22, I think it's how you pronounce it. You know, he brought up a very good point too. It's like he couldn't afford to buy a really nice car and start with that, right? So you buy something rusty, you get into the hobby, and you start buying panels slowly as you need them. You know, you don't have to burn the bank all at once, right? So
he's been working on his car for a while. He almost has his ready to be painted. He's hoping here next week or two he's gonna be painting his car. So
yeah.
So I've seen the progress. He's making it happen.
Oh, I have to agree with VHP 454. He says a car is perfect only in the eyes of the owner. Personally, I believe that a car project is never completed. There's always something. Amen.
That is true.
It's like a house.
It's a never-ending story.
It's like a house. Yep, it is like a house. Like you always got to be on top of it.
It's like a girlfriend when you're married. You got to constantly just.
It's always a constant investment, right?
It's like a girlfriend that's not your wife. Is that what you said?
No, don't do that. That's expensive. So.
She's always right there going, more honey, more honey, more.
Oh boy.
We're working on taking an engine part here on the side show here, right? Oh,
Mr. Bill's here from St. Louis. Howdy, Bill.
Bill, all right.
Hey.
Let's see who else we have. Daniel Scott says keyword is hobby. Yes, these cars are a hobby. They don't ride daily. These are not your go to work and back kind of vehicles.
Yeah, I call them my baby.
A hobby, an obsession, however you want to put it.
Addiction.
I love, you know what? I love my hobby because I met a whole bunch of friends, you know, all you guys are my buddies. And, you know, I never knew that in Indiana, there was this guy over there that loved these birds as much as me. And me and John almost talk almost every day. And we share like this passion for these cars that is, to me, is crazy, you know. And it takes a lot of work. And that's why we can't sell our cars, because when you build it from the ground up, you kind of get attached to it. Like, imagine you behind in front of that steering wheel when you're driving, like Mike. When Mike drives his 67 Firebird, you know how proud he's going to feel to put a machine on the road that he did it from beginning to end. I think there's nothing that could feel that rewarding. You could buy the best car out there. Money could buy the best car out there, and you still won't get that feeling. Believe me.
Yeah, I'll tell the cop that when he's handing me a ticket.
You gotta get at least one. You know, you have to have one. All right.
I'll try that next one with the $100 bill that I keep attached to my license. I'll try that line.
There you go. You're telling you're really proud of yourself putting the machine together, so you broke the speed limit.
I had to open it up.
Or just stretch the truth and say, you know, I didn't know the speedometer wasn't accurate. I just put this together. I'm sorry.
I guess I should change those gears in the transmission, officer.
Yeah, the floor under the pedal. I couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you pulled me over. You saved everyone.
Oh boy!
Here's $100 for the policeman's ball. You know.
Okay. Well, so far I'm trying to keep up on the comments. So I got the big screen because I can't see anything anymore. And so far I haven't ever told me that we were wrong for buying junky cars. So I'm kind of surprised.
Hey, Jason's here from Over Speed Shop.
Yeah,
Jason.
Jason says when it comes to Firebird, every part is replaceable, so there's no such thing as too rusty. Only factor is how much time and money you the way you want it.
Yep.
Jason,
I don't disagree.
The only thing is when you're building a convertible, there is parts that they don't reproduce. So if it's missing or badly damaged, you gotta have a donor car. I was lucky to have a donor car here that Jonathan left. But I ran into that situation and I learned something real quick that if I didn't have that car, I really could not build the Lovebird.
Now, fortunately, some of that gap, those missing pieces, they're starting to make a few of them, but not everything yet. So
Not everything, no.
Getting better. So.
Yeah, agreed. But that's one of the reasons to choose an F body, no doubt. I mean, you can buy everything or almost everything.
Oh, yeah.
Market support is very nice. I mean, now I did some of my cars 20-some years ago. The crap that was available then is exactly that crap.
Yeah.
Very poorly stamped quarter skins. They only had a slip-on outer rocker cover, which is basically you took a long piece of sheet metal, put 2 bends or 3 bends on it with a brake. The ends weren't even shaped right. The contours weren't right. And they charge you a ridiculous amount of money for them. They're like $200 a piece. And I was like, well, this is ridiculous. But that's all that was available back then. So now you can buy an outer for a coupe, stamp the correct contours and everything, about $80. And it fits really nice. So, yeah, you can build a whole, like Mike said, give me a VIN number. I'll build a whole car with catalog now.
Yeah.
You can buy just about everything. Now, I couldn't imagine if you're building like a old Catalina or an old Grand Prix, it might be a different story. You're going to be hand fabbing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, or a Tempest or something like that. That stuff not nearly as available as the F bodies, that's for sure.
No.
Let's see here. Foster says my buddy has a 68 with a Butler 455 total show car. He did most of the work himself and still has over 100,000 into it.
I believe it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I believe it.
Classic says, in today's world, it's a good practice to verify hidden VINs on these old cars, whether it's been rusty one or a stored car. I've heard of cars that were stolen decades ago resurfacing.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You can see that happening. And then Tom 63 Le Mans says, I did my first 69 Bird in 82. Had to compromise a lot more than I have to do on my current one. First one. Like Lou was saying, your first one is not going to be pitch perfect.
No.
Yeah, getting back to those hidden VINs, I mean, like when you replace an upper cowl, stamp the VIN in it. Yeah, you could just stamp it in because at the end of the day, if it ever does get stolen, that is still a hidden VIN.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing that says you can't do that.
Right.
Now, meaning if you're going to restamp your VIN on your car. Now, if it was a different VIN, it didn't match the body VIN, I'd be kind of scratching my head. Like you said, stolen stuff does pop back up.
Yeah.
But if it was something rare like a Trans Am or a Ram Air 4 car, I'd be sweating it a little bit. But this old stuff, as long as it's all there, I guess I wouldn't worry about it a whole lot. And that kind of brings the next thing. Chris there says, what are you guys' opinion on NOS parts? I think they're fantastically overpriced. I think they're good stuff, though. I mean, if you can get them and you want to use them, go for it. But I've had such great results with aftermarket stuff for about a quarter of the eighth of the cost. I would have a hard time buying NOS unless I just mentioned you have a Ram Air 4 car, something super ultra rare that you're trying to keep it as original as possible. Even then, I'd probably be a little hesitant, but the only way I might think about it is on a super rare car. That's just for me. So.
Yeah, the NOS stuff is definitely too rich for my blood.
Me too.
So on the first gen Birds, you have a stamping of the VIN on the inside driver's door.
Yeah.
You have it up on top on the cowl.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Where else?
On the
67 has it inside the door jamb. 67 only.
Oh, only
67. Your VIN number's in the door jamb on 67. Yeah.
That's not stamped, though. That's on a plate.
It's a plate, correct.
Check us out. Yeah, so 68 and up is going to be here in the dash. That's your VIN that's going to be in the door jamb on 67. And then your hidden VIN, I'm taking the old wire brush to this one here. on the cowling, and then the other one is down here by the blower motor opening down yonder, right there. You get
We
maybe my
lost your
camera work
camera,
right.
John.
So that's the hidden bins I know
John,
of
your
on
camera's
F-Box.
frozen.
John.
Your video froze up, John.
There we
you
go.
are.
Walked too far.
Let's
You know
start again.
why? I walked to the dead zone over there. So my garage has like an invisible wall on that side of the garage. I lose everything.
Really?
How about now? Am I good?
Yep, you're good now.
Good now.
John, go through those steps
All right.
again on the cow.
Well, if I walk over there, it'll probably drop me again. That's some kind of. If I go to the driveway, I lose all cell phone reception. It's some kind of a magic problem out there.
Oh, okay, so
but basically
the
on
one for the
on the
blower.
dash,
Yep.
yeah. And you got the one on top of the cow and the one on the blower motor. That's where the three are at that I know of on Firebirds. I've been told Coops have them on the back window. Never found it. I've been told on the left rear frame rail. Never found it.
Never
But
found
those are
it.
the only three. Yep. Mm-hmm.
On the blower motor, underneath the blower motor, is not every car that has it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, underneath the blower motor.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
of them won't have it there. Originally, they won't have it there.
Yeah, mine
That
did.
the convertible we messed with your place didn't have it. It was missing.
Correct.
On the blower motor.
Yep.
Then Richard
Yeah.
says there should be one in the trunk bracing.
No, that's a part number.
I'm trying to find anything in the trunk. I've been told that, but I've never found them. So. Did I lose Mike or did we lose Mike?
No, I see Mike.
No, I'm here.
This must be just mine. My camera. I should have moved. See what happens when I move. So.
You're out of sync now.
You're like one of those Chinese kung fu movies now. You kill my
brother. Yes, I shouldn't have moved my camera, so I shouldn't have done. So.
What else do we got here?
Oh, Raymond says you needed to buy NOS parts back in the 80s. Yeah.
Yes,
oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's true. There really wasn't anything else back then.
I couldn't. I was just a kid.
Yeah. There was some patch panels for like the Tri-5s and stuff, but there wasn't any full panels, that's for sure. Yeah. Seen NOS fenders for sale for $4K. Ouch.
Me too. Yep.
Jonathan dropped out. He's probably going to try to log back in.
Yeah.
Now, Louis, you sent me a Facebook ad for a car today. Is that one you wanted me to buy, or are you going to buy?
No, I wanted you to bring that car up on the show. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was it a peach?
I don't want to buy no more cars, Brian. Stop sending me cars.
You've already got like 3 more queued up out there.
Yeah, I got too many.
Come on.
So John Kilborn asks, where did Mike buy his jig? So I got a couple things going. I got an auto twirler jig that's up on the wall back there. You can see that's just an auto twirler jig. I happened to catch it on Facebook Marketplace. I bought it from a guy who was a retired body guy. Super, real good deal. I also added that and mounted it to the rotisserie that I use, which actually belongs to a good friend of mine, Randy. So I didn't buy the rotisserie, but I did adapt that jig to go on it. And then you got to be careful with rotisseries, because if you don't have it braced really, really well, you will have a different flex when you're up right side up versus upside down. And I literally had to put a big truss bridge underneath that jig to get it to stop sagging when I flipped it over.
Wow.
So, there's some things you got to do. But you can use a jig if you do it right and you really brace it well. And it did work really well for me. So
Louis, this is that 69 Pontiac you sent me.
Yeah, how much they wanted? 2,000 and something for that car?
3,000, and they're in Pennsylvania.
I know the MPA. Yep.
Let's see.
So, something like this for the audience out there. Show a little bit more pictures, if you can, Brian. For the audience, will you buy something like this, or you won't buy something like this? Will you pay that price? I personally, my experience, I won't buy it because it's prime.
It's
And
good primer.
Yeah, that primer could be hiding a whole bunch of stuff unless I get it for a real good deal. Not even at $3,000, I'll buy it.
Nope.
Let's see what it says here. Firebird parts car, non-running, no transmission, without title. Oof.
Oh yeah, no title. Nope.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, I would buy it, but the price has to reflect it.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, because if I'm going to assume the responsibility of acquiring a title, there's a chance that it won't work out. And it's missing a lot of stuff. The bumper brackets. I mean, you're missing a lot of stuff on that car.
Yep. And for a 69, it's gonna be a little bit more expensive.
Yep.
Look at that, man. Ah. All right, let's get out of that. I'm done with that one.
So the reason I wanted you to post that car because that's something like that. If it had a title, me and John and possibly Mike will buy it because we could fix it, right? But the price gotta make more sense. How many parts? It didn't come with a lot of parts, if you see.
Yeah,
it's missing a lot of things. So I won't pay $3,000. It's to me it's too much for $3,000.
Right.
But I would like to hear the audience.
Yeah. Would you guys buy that car that we just saw? Comment over in the comments if you would buy that car. Let's hear it. Let's find out what
titles aren't a thing here in New Hampshire, so I could title that car in New Hampshire without a problem.
Okay, Mike. Next time you get a title, I'm telling you.
Yeah, now I know Mike. No problem. There you go.
Get a VIN number.
Yeah, that neighboring state of Vermont, they shut them down on that.
Yeah, for the people that didn't know, my 68 Firebird, the white car with the HO stripes that Jonathan put on, I bought that car when I don't know title. It was about to get crushed in 2 weeks. But and it was gone. I mean, I replaced a lot of metal. That was one of my first cars that I replaced so much metal. And the only reason I bought it is because I paid $1,000 for it. I wasn't gonna gamble no more than that because I wanted to sleep next to my wife that night. If I would have spent anything more, I would have been in trouble.
Yeah, you've been living in the bird cage.
That would have been in the cage.
Yep.
I think you need a little bedroom in the bird cage there, Louis. Just for certain nights.
At least a car.
And I pay another $1,000 for the title. Remember that, John?
I know that's exactly in Vermont.
$1,000, Louis.
Yeah, the ringer to get a title.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Why didn't you buy $1,000? How? Tell us that story.
Well, I went through Vermont. Like John said, at that time, that loophole was open with Vermont. By the time I spent $800 and something with Vermont, and I had to come back in PA and re-register the car for a PA title, you know, switch it up, whatever it's called. I spent over $1,000 or $1,100, something like that. But the only reason I did that at that time is because it was always my dream to have the first gen collection, you know, 67, 68, 69. You know, and now I got like 368s in the house, but that's the only reason I end up paying that much.
Corey says, folks around here in North Carolina are listing cars sitting in the woods with trees growing through them for $4,000.
Yeah, I believe it.
You know, the price of poker is going up. I mean, I wasn't offended at $2,800 for that 69. I mean, it doesn't have a lot, but you know, it to get even a rusty rig these days, you're gonna pay.
Yeah, well, right, because even the Lamborghini, it came with a title. It had all the parts, even though they're rusty. I have a complete car-ish. You know, you're about a $3,000 car. I thought that was kind of mediocre, but I don't know. It's actually sounded like a really good deal now. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's more and more people getting into it. You know, that's driving
the market support's great. Yeah.
Don't forget now, I got that guy in Tucson, Arizona that has 3 first gens. So if you guys need parts or want cars, come to Arizona. We don't have rust here.
Yeah, you guys got burned out at 0 years only.
Yeah.
We got brain damage from the sun, but no rust.
Yeah, you know, that's a really good point, John Kilborn. Good father-son project with John and his dad right there, putting his dad to work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's how
Working off that bill.
Or you put your son-in-law to work, one of the two.
Yeah, right.
Right,
I mean, that's how
right.
I grew up. You know, my dad was a crew chief on a race team, and the rest is that kept me off the street. And they knew where I was.
There you go.
I was under the car.
Yep. Well, we're only about halfway through. Did you guys come up with a? Speaking of our trivia question, right? Have you? I didn't think of one. I didn't do it, but I had a fella. I haven't even opened this yet. A guy sent me some goodies for giveaways for our trivia stuff. I forgot to open it. I got the mail today, and I got too busy playing cards. I ripped the rocker panel out of here this evening, and I forgot that I had this. And it's childproof. So I can't open it. Okay. So, anyway, and so I guess you guys, what do you guys think for trivia? This girl. Oh, heck. You know what this is, right? Now you guys know you call it a bottle opener, but I call this a trim remover, drip oil trim remover tool. This is the perfect removal tool. It doesn't tear them up or nothing. So we got that.
Yeah, I made a video on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got some. Oh, hey, that's kind of cool. Got to save them birds. Oh, we get the camera and the light right.
Oh, that's cool.
Beer koozie. So this is stuff that was donated to us to give away. A whole bunch of first gen. I just dumped them all on the floor. Keychains, which are kind of cool.
Oh, nice.
And those second gen folks are ladies. Lisa. There we go. So I've got a lot of giveaway stuff. These are nice, heavy, like plastic actually. So, and I got another beer koozie with the first gen bird on it. So, or Orange Mountain Dew koozie. So these are donated to us to give away. So maybe we should do that. Give some stuff away.
There you go.
Who has trivia this week?
Oh boy! Well, I guess we can think about it for a bit.
You want me to come out with trivia?
I sent you one earlier.
Oh.
On Facebook or?
I can't remember if I earlier in the week, like Wednesday.
It's Friday, Mike.
Okay.
We've had too many to drink since then, so.
All right, I'll put it out there then.
Hold up, put it out there.
In 1967, the original Firebird was a late entry. It was actually a 67 and a half.
Yes.
Okay.
It was a late entry because Pontiac and John DeLorean, who was in charge of Pontiac at the time, didn't really want to do it. He had his eye on another project. GM told him no. Then the Pontiac then became a thing. What was that other project?
Ooh, I know that one.
Yeah, the Corvette killer. So.
I would have bought one of those.
Yeah, me too. I'd buy one if I could buy one now.
Yeah.
One or two, right? So.
Yeah, Richard Doobie. First one in.
Got it.
The Banshee.
Which was the Pontiac version of the Corvette.
Yes.
They did not want Corvette to have any competition. So that was
correct.
the end of that.
But you know the part I want to get this off my chest right now because we have everybody watching. That Banshee, look at it and look at a 1968 Corvette and go, who stole whose idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can't let you do that because it's a bad idea. But we're going to steal it later on. So.
That's a good point.
Yep.
That's an excellent point.
That's why I call it the Corvette killer. You know, they didn't like it. It hurt their feelings. So.
Well, and the Banshee was actually done in early 66, right? So that would have been, that made sense. But that's why everything is like, there's no assembly manual technically for the 67. There's a lot of things missing for the 67 because they just didn't have time to do it. By the time it was 68.
Yep, they retooled some stuff real quick and said, here's what you got to work with, and they made it happen.
Yep. Yeah, I think they told them they had to use the doors and the fenders, right? And then they could redo the rear quarters and the tail panel and the hood.
Yep.
Yeah. Chevy told him that. Yeah, because of the Camaro.
Right.
Yep.
Use this thing and make something happen. So.
And to me, the sexiest bird is the first gen because they have that beak like a bird in the front. When you see that beak going down the road, it's a beautiful sight.
Yeah.
That
one.
Yeah, Bill Mitchell stole that, definitely.
Yeah, he seized that idea.
That bastard.
Well, see, I was thinking, the Banshees, there were two of them. I think one was a 6-cylinder, one was a V8. I don't think it. Yeah, it would never be something that I could afford. But if I could get my hands on one, I'd drive it. But
Oh,
Yeah, cool.
They only made like, didn't they have like 4 of the pre-production ones or something like that? I read. There's not
could have
many.
been. No, something about my memory says 2, maybe 2 that's left or 2 ever made. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, very well could be. But it's and then DeLorean went on to make DeLoreans and sell cocaine. So hey, it all comes
Well, we all got to. Hey, we've already discussed this stuff's expensive, so we gotta offset that expense somehow.
Ay. Poor John DeLorean is turning over in his grave right now.
Yeah.
These 4 weirdos on YouTube are talking crap about me.
That car was a piece of crap. That DeLorean. Oh my God!
The Back to the Future car.
That's horrible. If it weren't for that movie, those things would never even be in consideration.
They would have sunk to the bottom and been done. But there's such a cult following to those things.
Oh yeah, I have a friend who had one, and it was a nightmare. Just a nightmare.
Oh boy! All right, so we got. I guess we give them give them a surprise. Let's see if I get them a keychain. Yeah, I saw that. Get him a keychain. He has a '69 Bird convertible he's working on. I was supposed to give him some measurements. He called the other night and I totally missed it. So maybe I'll give him a call and get his address. I'll send him some goodies. So,
there you go.
He's our winner then. I'll take care of it. So.
Okay.
So Corey says, now that we're here, I have to commend Mike for sticking it out with his channel. I have to think it's going to grow. He's doing a great work. Mike?
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
How many subscribers are you from 1,000, Mike?
I think
21, 22
right now. 938,
Wow.
something like that. So
Okay.
it's coming up.
If you're not a subscriber, go subscribe to him. Let's help him get to that 1,000 mark.
Yeah, it was cool having Mike over here this Tuesday. It was really nice, and he took out that boat. He was successful taking out that boat. He taught me something new. I never seen it done that way. It was excellent. My little boy Jacob loves him. It was nice,
Yeah, and if you guys ever get the chance to have Louie's wife cook for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
You won't go to bed hungry, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, my goodness.
Louie, when I come to see you, human sandwiches.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to give thanks to Mike also for all the parts he shared with me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he took the last space from my my L&L Pontiac inventory. Now I don't have no space.
Yeah. The whole building is freighted.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's packed.
He's officially a hoarder now.
There's a 12-step program for that.
Rob Pilon, I think it's Pilon, says, "Hey Mike, where in New Hampshire are you?" I'm actually in Moultonboro, right in the north end of the Lakes region.
How about that? Someone's asking about this engine here in the background. This is the engine that's going to go in the Lamborghini. My dad here, he's working on taking it apart right now. So that's a 1968 350. So it's going to go back to the very original. So.
Nice.
Did you get the pan off it yet?
Well, I didn't take the pan off the 400 that I drilled a hole in it. I kind of drug it off to the side. And we're going to assess this one first. The 350 is going to go back in that car. The 400, I was going to see if it was any good to keep or throw in the scrap pile. So if it's good, I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to find a home for it. I just couldn't resist. So, yeah, actually, this engine came from one of my subscribers to my channel. I didn't know that. My dad went to go pick it up and they started talking and come to find out he's building a Firebird just the same, but he's not going to go back with the 350. So he decided to part ways at a really good price. And so far, it's a very clean engine. And even the cooling system has green coolant, no rust or sludge. So that's
nice.
It's going to clean up nice. But it won't be a tire fryer like Mike's car. So.
David Cunningham.
Mike, how many horsepower you got in that car?
544.
544?
Yeah. In a 500-pound package.
Wow.
So David Cunningham asked, speaking of helping Louie, Mike, did you make those bolts with the holes in them or did you buy them? I made them. I had a friend of mine make them actually. Buddy of mine has a little machine shop in his garage, and I just had him knock out a few bolts, and that was it. I've never seen him where you could buy something like that, but it's
No.
it's pretty
Sounds
easy
like
to
a
make
part-time
even with a
business.
drill press.
Sounds like a side hustle, Mike.
A good side hustle. There you go.
Howard Russell wants to know, Lewis, what part of PA are you in?
I'm in Kunku Town. It's
God,
a very
East
nice.
side. Yeah.
How do you pronounce
At the east side, yeah.
The far east side. Oh,
it?
yeah.
Say the town name again, Louis.
Kunku Town.
Oh, I call it Knuckles Town.
It's Kunku Town. It's very country like, right, Mike?
Country.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's God's country, all right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, remind me to tell you about the story when I was leaving there. I had to stop and get gas. It was an experience.
We got time. We got time, Mike.
I was on an episode of The Fast and the Furious. These kids in their little rice rockets are out there whipping cookies in the parking lot at the gas station. I'm like,
Oh my God.
Hey, Justin Dennis.
Oh, hey, he made it. So
Do you know Justin?
he helped me find a GTO, so yeah, I know him. So
All right,
here's-
cool.
here's a good question from Richard for you guys. I'm interested in how you'd answer that. I know how I'd answer that. If rebuilding an engine, would you replace the rotating assembly or trust the rods on a 455 HO?
depends on what you're gonna do with it. If you're gonna let it sit in your garage and start it up and let it warm up a few times, I'd reuse it. If you're gonna try to do wheel stands and go run the crap out of it, I would probably use it. I'd probably get all new. So it really kind of depends on your purpose. Now, stock stuff's pretty stout, but it's over 50 years old now, so you're always kind of rolling the dice on that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Depends on what you foresee or what you think you may do with that car when it's done.
Yeah. I just look at it. If they look good, get them Magnafluxed. If they're not cracked, they're probably better than anything you can buy.
No,
That's
probably
my
so.
opinion on it. Bell Vernon. Cool.
So I found this
Uh-oh.
garage beer.
Did you find it in the garage?
Yeah, but in the garage. It tastes like Coors Light.
Oh,
Yeah, you need a first generation Firebird koozie for that thing. I'll have to get you one. But you have to answer the trivia properly to win that. So.
I'm gonna say brushed up on my trivia then, huh?
Yeah. Hey, Louie, my dad's taking that master cylinder off. I'll be able to get that answer for you here pretty soon.
Oh yeah, please.
Aaron K asks, any advice how to pop a 67 trunk with no key without drilling the lock? You got any small
Yeah.
kids?
Oh,
Is it a coupe or a convertible? So.
Yeah.
Aaron,
Convertible
Cooper
would be
convertible,
tough.
Aaron.
If it's a
Yeah,
coupe,
a coupe you could come inside it.
send your
Yeah,
kid
coupe,
through the trunk.
you can actually you can get through the back seat. Now a convertible,
Yeah.
you either got to take the top well loose or take the top loose, but then you can get to the back side of that. 'Cause I did that a long time ago on my the 69 Bird. Got
Yeah.
the trunk shut. I made a long rod and flattened the end of it, and I was able to get in there and turn it and pop it out. But you got to take the back seat out. You might still be able to with a convertible, but
Yeah.
not really a
Yeah,
straight shot.
on a convertible, if you don't have no top, you could go in.
Oh yeah, no top, no problem.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Small kids,
like, you know,
whatever.
it starts raining, your top's down, and the keys are locked in it. You don't know what to do. So.
That was a job I would have got when I was a kid for sure.
Yeah.
Get in there. Yeah, he says it's a coupe.
Yeah.
Okay, coupe, you're a whole lot easier then, because you can just take that back seat out. And if you're a small enough person, you can sneak in there and, just go get it.
I'm not sneaking in anywhere.
No,
Dadgummit.
not exactly stealthy.
Mhm.
Like a bull in a china shop.
Yeah.
Oh,
You just
Chris
Sounded
says,
good.
Hit the key
keep
fob.
on popping.
You should just pour it off. It's just it should just pour off there.
Yeah.
I think next week our live should be just John and his dad working on his car. I would love to hear the
Wow.
comment.
That's what you wanted to know.
Dad's
That'd be
pretty
hilarious.
busy back there. Dad's getting stuff done.
Oh, there's brake fluid. Yeah.
You know that? Yeah, his dad, I believe, was a airplane mechanic.
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah, A&P license, and yeah, he was.
Yeah,
He
you
worked
know,
on
so
those area
the guy
things.
got skills. He has skills. Pop's got skills.
This is hollow. I can go
It's
probably
hollow.
about 3 inches depth into that thing, or 2.5.
Really?
So yeah. So she's.
That's not original, right?
I don't think it is.
Well,
We're missing stuff. So let's see here. We'll do our drill bit depth gauge, and yeah, that's a good bit.
oh yeah, that's not good. Yeah, no, that probably gave problems, man.
The drill bit. It's a good bit. Yeah.
Toss it
Yeah.
out. Toss it out.
Well, I don't know. I mean, because here's the thing about that brake booster on that car. It says Delco whatever Remy or what. I don't know. It's an original style brake booster, but it's not anything. It's a disc brake car from the factory, but it has the wrong master cylinder. It doesn't have the hold off valve. It doesn't have the right calipers or brackets. So I can't tell you why, when, why, or what this thing got a complete changeover on the brake system. Yep. So this goes to the scrap pile. I'm not going to keep this thing. It's a boat anchor.
Let's see here.
Corey Powell. So would you start a build from a car in the woods with a tree growing out of it with a VIN title and the right price? Oh, hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, me too. Oh yeah.
I've got one right here in the garage.
Yeah.
It came from the woods.
It
It wasn't having trees growing through it yet, but it had a bunch of stuff growing around it. So.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was in
that-
a field with a whole bunch of cars, right, John?
It was a wooded lot. So there was trees everywhere. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
full of walnuts and critters.
what kind of tree?
John, what kind of tree? All depends on the tree.
It's a ficus tree. Ficus.
Getting that tree out of there can be a little tricky.
I bought a Mustang that way one time, 1965 Mustang. Yes, I owned a Mustang. I had to cut trees down to get it out of where it was at. So.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's funny.
And I got
How
my
long
hands
is-
dirty.
How long is Dad staying with you, John?
Well, I don't know. We're just gonna, I guess, 9:30, 10. So.
Until the car's done?
Oh boy. Well, see, that's the thing. Whitney's in Idaho right now, so she's out of town. So she doesn't have any
Idaho?
idea what's going on. Yep.
Oh boy.
What's an
John,
Idaho?
Her friends. So she got
John,
friends there. I got friends in Arizona. So
John,
In
ask
Pennsylvania.
Dad why he picked the '68 convertible.
Well, I can probably answer that. But remember when I finished the Great Pumpkin? It was here in the garage. Of course, that's one of those cars that I think came out very well. It looks great. He walked around it
Beautiful,
2 or 3 times. And he says, "I need one of these." That's what happened. And then I had this convertible I knew about, and decided we work on getting a deal for it. So that's kind of how it transpired.
So it was a need.
Yeah. It's like we talked about. It's a sickness. Okay, you get addicted to it, and you just can't
It
stop.
is. It is. I'm being honest. It is a sickness.
Yeah, Firebird acquisition syndrome.
We need Brian. We need a shirt like that.
That's fast. That's fast.
We need a shirt like that.
Yeah.
Fiber acquisition syndrome?
Firebird.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
I'll work on that next week at work.
Yeah.
Dadgummit.
No
All
kidding.
right.
Well, speaking of which, Louis, you have 6 chargers in the mail.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank
Louis
you.
sends me a picture of a USB-C charger, and he goes, "You have one of these?" And I said, "I got 10,000. How many you want?" So they went bye-bye. They're going to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, Jonathan, this is a good one for you. Justin Dennis.
Yeah.
Any of you guys tried a one-piece headliner? No good upholstery guys in my area, and I don't have the patience to try it. Plus, I'm 6'3", and they say one piece has a little more headroom. Thoughts?
You know, my 69, I made one. Remember, John?
Oh
You
yeah.
made
Yep.
one?
Yeah, on my 69 is a one whole piece. John saw it.
Yep. Yeah.
Mhm.
I've not messed with those yet. I have my days that I try to stick to the original, so I kind of I don't know. I mean, I know that they're out there, but I can't give you an opinion either way. It looks like you can sell quite a few shirts. They're going to go fast. You see that? Fiber
I see that now.
acquisition
Fiber
syndrome.
acquisition.
I'm telling you, Mike told me that on Tuesday when he came over. I said, that's a beautiful shirt right there.
Okay,
Yeah?
I'll get to work and like this is my new shirt and
Yeah.
back.
Nice.
I like it.
Nice.
I get to work and I get bored and I open up Photoshop and Illustrator. I waste 7 hours.
Wow.
And AI.
Yeah, and I.
So John,
Aye.
John Kilburn wants to know, how long do you think the build will take? Your dad's
This
car.
thing?
Yep.
Next weekend he'd be done.
Here's what I'm thinking. I mean, the Mockingbird, it was similar condition to this car. I had that done in about a year, but that was when I was working in a job that I had every Wednesday off, and I devoted that time to build that car. I don't have that anymore. So I would say probably just still a little over a year. That's kind of where I'm hoping to be. I've already got the sheet metal. We saw that in our previous videos. I put that all over the driveway, so we're making progress on that part. But I got the rocker panel cut out and almost ready to put the driver's side rocker panel back in. Hopefully tomorrow, again, I have some time. I'll maybe get out here if the weather permitting. It's supposed to storm tomorrow. I like putting my other car outside so I don't mess it up. So, but weather permitting, I'll get the other rocker panel in, and then I should be able to knock the sheet metal out really quick. Then we got the engine going here behind us. Gonna tear it down. It's kind of looking like it may just get a re-ring. I'm gonna take it and have it checked at the machine shop. But see if they can help us out. And the problem is I've used the machine shop guy for years. And, well, he's retired and he's gone. I'm not sure 100% where I'm going to take this thing at yet around here in Indianapolis. You would think that the capital of racing would have a lot of great machine shops, but we don't. So I've got some that I might use. I've used at our professional point where I work at, and they do decent work, but it just don't blow my socks off. But again, I'm thinking about just having them dip the block, clean it, magnaflux it, cam bearings. I'm going to re-ring this thing. So it might be okay. So, but that's, we're got the piece of the puzzle going. I'm going to get the transmission taken care of. Got it pulled off there. Going to get it cleaned. I'm going to go through it. So we're going to start putting the piece of the puzzle together. But unfortunately, the subframe is trash on this car. Found a viewer had one for sale 20 minutes away from me. Already been sandblasted. So I'm going to pick it up and probably put it in the car. So all the pieces of the puzzle are kind of coming together. So the whole thing with the time, hopefully just a little over a year. Budget, that's my inheritance. I don't want to talk about it. So I don't want to say how much I'm giving away. So.
Dad heard you. Dad heard you.
That's right. Yeah. Sorry, Raymond. That's classified. There might be somebody watching.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Raymond, that's a touchy subject there, Raymond. When it comes to money.
Yeah, I got that money tree in the backyard, but I haven't been watering it like I should, so it's getting a little wilted.
So Jim and Kelly want to know how I'm doing on the paint for my 67 bird. So I'm gonna back up here and kind of. We're hoping to be in final primer this weekend.
Nice.
Oh.
What's Dad saying?
He says the value of silver is going to triple, so I need to invest in some silver. So. That's a secret. That's a super secret.
So Ed asked, what would be the first thing to do with a 67 that's been sitting for 25 years, never ran in those 25 years, was running when stored?
Yeah.
They were all running when stored.
When I picked up my 67 bird, my brother hadn't touched it in 25 years. It was the mid-90s the last time he touched that car. And my goal was to at least start it and hear it run and see if I could drive it before I did anything. That was just my starting point for my heart. Then once I knew that, then I yanked that Chevy motor out, put in a Poncho motor. John came and helped me with the top.
Yeah.
So that's Ed. It all depends on you, buddy. Greg is here. Greg, is it Belin?
Yep.
Greg. I'm horrible with names.
I am too. I just fake it till I make it. So.
Just call by their first name. Greg, John, Jim.
Great guy. Yeah.
Yeah, Greg is cool guy.
Yep.
Let's see.
All right, so we haven't gone too far off subject. Now it looks like I'm going to have to say even all the viewers at this point, no one's had either they're scared or they're afraid to say anything because it looks like they're grossly outnumbered. But I just kind of wonder what everyone's input was. But it's kind of looking like we better start buying all these rust buckets because everybody is going to be buying up the rust buckets.
Prices
I mean,
go
nothing
up.
left for us.
Yeah, right. Price go. Hey, I might have a '69 Firebird 400 for sale. Just saying that it's rough. But I have one. I like the build, but it has a title and a VIN tag. So I even have some sheet metal to go with the car. But,
Well, since no machine shops will touch my 400, I might have to drive it to Indianapolis and drop it off with you.
okay, that's fine. I'll put you to work when you get here. You see, that's what I'm doing right now. Put everybody to work that comes out here. So I make it work. So.
I like that slave labor. Slave labor's good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
So I told Louis he's got to get those boys in the shop.
Yeah, I really do.
Little forced child labor, man. That's the way it's at.
Get the girl in the shop too. Come on now.
Yeah, they can get up inside the dash. They can get in all the areas you can't get your hands in there and stuff.
Yep.
It's
John's
an
dad
advantage.
understands forced child labor, that's for sure.
Yep.
Well, Bill O'Brien says, you will work for shots. Absolutely. We might not get anything done, but we'll be happy.
You'll be feeling all right. Won't feel a thing. So.
Yeah, quality probably won't be great.
Oh, that matters? So.
Depends on how many shots.
You get what, an eighth of an inch, right? Is that it? Eighth of an inch of leeway?
Eighth of an inch.
Tolerance, right.
Eighth of an inch, eighth of a foot, whatever.
No, the inside has a bracket.
How many Firebirds were built on a
pedal,
Monday
yeah.
at the Super Bowl?
It'd be hard.
Yeah, exactly. God help you if Detroit ever made it.
Oh, so Tom says he bought a rusty 69 400 last year because it had the VIN and title. Tom, how much did you pay for that? Tell us, Tom. You want to know? Should we take guesses?
If it has a title and it's actually truly a Firebird 400, I don't know. I think 3,000 is probably not a bad price.
Yeah, it's not a bad price.
Yeah.
3?
Yeah. So,
Louis, what would you spend?
3,000 is fine. No more than that, though.
Yeah, being a Firebird 400, I'll throw down a little extra.
Yeah, $3,000 is okay.
Yeah. $3,000. Oh, Jim and Kelly say 5. Norwood did 800 cars a day. Holy crap.
Crazy. When you think about that, that's just nuts. And how many do you think they had in progress at any given time? Because that's part of that number, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's insane. What was the numbers, production numbers for Firebird versus Camaro? Does anybody have those numbers?
Oh, it was a way more Camaro.
Firebird like 4 or 5 times. Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
What, like 70,000, 67 birds?
I think there was more than that. There's
more,
70,069 birds.
I think there was 35,000 convertibles in 67.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that might be right.
That was only a half a year too, right? I mean, that literally they were only out half a year.
Yeah, I have a book with all those numbers in it. So.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Yeah, I have a book that shows all that.
Jonathan, you pointed us to a website too at one time. Some Pontiac historian guy.
Oh, Pontiac Historical Services.
Yeah.
DHS.
DHS. See, unlike Camaro, unlike some of the other cars out there, somebody got the infinite wisdom and bought all the build sheets and all the paperwork and everything of all the Pontiacs sold from I don't remember the year, so like maybe the 80s, I think it was, somewhere in the early 80s. And you can send them your VIN number, and they will give you a copy of that original build sheet. So that's why if you want to verify you got a 400, you got a GTO Judge, you got a Ram Air car, this is one way to prove it. And it's about a $100 service, but they do a fantastic job. They even print you an original window sticker if you want. You can put it on your car at a car show. So, I mean, if you want to authenticate or know how your car came, my dad's car, 350 2-barrel. Whoopsie-doo, right? Still worth getting the PHS because we found this car was a factory disc brake car, power top car. It was originally a white top, Lambo burgundy, black interior. I mean, you can learn a lot of stuff from the data plate, but you really learn a whole lot from that build sheet. So,
Yeah. I have one for the Lovebird. Yep.
It's just kind of fun to have.
And I got mine for my 67, and mine was that off bronze copper color with red interior.
Like some kind of blaze, some kind of
red
blaze
interior is
color or
nice.
something.
Yeah. But I'm going black interior and red outside because it's my car, it's my build.
Yeah, that's right. Have fun with it.
So Raymond says 67, they did 82,560 total.
Okay.
Right.
And first gens total were 277,693. Camaros did 842,700. So 3 to 1. 3 to 1.
Yeah, that's what I said about 3 times as many. So I remember he was telling me. So
yep.
And if your name is Louis, you can take a 60 first gen Camaro fender and make it into a Firebird fender.
I could make a 68 and a 67 Camaro fender work for 67 or 68.
Well, that's one of the things they said that GM forced them to do was use the same front fender. So I'm waiting to see that episode, Louis.
Okay. There's things you have to. There's things you have to. You see my white car, Mike? That was 68 Camaro fenders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, did you see that last comment? Dino Dave saying PHS is all their stuff is on what's that called?
Microfilm.
Microfilm. Yeah, I can get my eyes to focus here. They're falling apart. So meaning it has a shelf life. So if you haven't done it, you might go ahead and do it. So.
That's just like if anyone has a wedding video on a VHS cassette, good luck watching that video again.
You got to send it to Legacy Box.
You can send it to me. I'll do it. But I just did a video for a client who got married in 88 or 89, and it's horrible. All the color is gone. The sound is choppy. And she was like, well, that's not the way it was. I'm like, yeah, that was also 35 years ago or whatever. 40 years ago. You know? Poor tape is great.
Yes, John Kilburn, they are the same frame for Camaro and Firebird. Louis and I were talking about this the other day. There's 2 separate holes in the front where the front core support mounts. One for Firebird, one for Camaro, and sometimes there's a third hole that nobody knows what it's for.
Well, that's...
And I can tell you the motor mounts are the same for both cars as far as where they attach at.
Yeah.
So,
you know, that's something I'd always look for and would love to see is an actual video showing how they assembled the bodies at Fisher. And how they actually did this body assembly back in the day. That would be.
There is a picture of a 69, pretty much. You know, you get a good idea. Yeah.
You can find some pictures here and there, but man, wouldn't a video be cool of that, huh?
I seen a video of the engines, how they spray them. A real video.
Yeah.
You know, they was never painted all blue perfectly like we do. Nope.
Oh, no.
Yeah. No. It was overspray and just more coverage and
and whatever got sprayed, and that's it. If it was still a bare engine of steel, it's still like that.
They were doing 800 a day, man.
Send it out.
Yeah.
800
so
a day.
James says that makes birds 3 times as good.
There you
go.
Agree. Respect the bird.
Yeah, James.
Yeah, I agree with that. So.
Raymond says
bench seat.
Back in the 80s, you could get a billing history info from Pontiac administration building like I did for free when you know the right person. Well,
I don't think that building is there anymore.
Yeah. Pontiac administration is gone. That's not a thing anymore. 3 times is good. Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting. You know, you talk to people about Camaro versus Firebird, and Camaros, there's a ton of them. There's not that many Firebirds out there at this level, that's for sure.
And then you throw in the equation how many Firebirds have been converted into Camaros.
Yeah, that's so sad. Yep.
Good point.
So Daniel Scott says 67 bench seat, 38-34 produced. I would actually like to have a bench in my Firebird. I don't know why. I just think it would be something cool to have your girl right next to you instead of halfway across the ocean. You know, just my personal preference.
Iron County Iron. The first gen platform was designed for the 68 Nova platform and was used on F-body cars to compete with the Mustang.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, that was
interesting. All right, so James has a question. He sent me a picture of the seatbelt cover for his 67 Bird. What is the correct seatbelt cover?
You have two types. So.
Seatbelt cover?
Yeah, two types. Do you know how to put it on?
James, do you know how to put it on? You got Louis right here at your fingertips.
They were standard and deluxe, right? Right, guys?
Yeah.
Yep. Not a buckle and a plastic buckle, basically.
Yep.
So Greg says, did a 68 Firebird use chrome bezels for the Astro ventilation or just black?
Black,
yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen
or
chrome.
silver. Nope. Feedback. It had a coach on it. Oh, it had the Fisher body coach.
I have that on my 67. They like more of a silver type finish, not the black finish. The black finish will have GM stamped on in the middle.
Yep.
Okay.
Jim and Kelly say, car shows around us have maybe 2 Firebirds and 10 Camaros.
That's
there you go. Respect the bird.
Oh, that's another T-shirt idea.
Respect
the bird.
Respect the bird.
I'm gonna get any work done next week. I
would be in big trouble if I had a T-shirt printer. I would.
I got a whole print shop at work, so
always got T-shirt ideas. I designed printers. I just never did a T-shirt printer. Just figured it'd be in too much trouble. All right.
Give them the birdie.
Well, I guess what I'm going to say, we're going to call it like this. Everybody likes rust heaps. That's all there is to it. No one wants to buy a better car. I
say rust.
No one,
rust.
I didn't have any argument the other way to say or prove or make me feel any different. Nobody really even leaned that direction at all. To my surprise, I really thought I'd have a few people reach out and go, don't buy that rust bucket. On my Facebook page, I get hell all the time. Only a crazy person would build a car, I guess I've been told. I'm like, well, I must be nuts. That's fine. I'll keep doing it. But I was kind of hoping maybe we'd get a little bit of reaction. But evidently, I guess all of our viewers know what we do and appreciate what we do, and they don't have anything different to say. And maybe they agree with us.
Yep.
Well,
if
John,
it wasn't for crazy guys like us, a lot of these things would be in the crusher right now. So
absolutely.
Now my dad would be firmly in the other camp. I guarantee it. He would not buy anything with rust on it because it just terrifies him.
So, John, you know how to spell rusty, right?
Yeah.
Jon.
My wife said, "Why don't you buy a car done?" I said.
What's this? My wife says, and what's the fun of buying a car already put together? Half the fun is doing the work. You know?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Well, that's the reason my dad's haven't built his car. We talked about buying him a good driver. You could jump in, turn the key, and enjoy it right now. But you don't know what you get. You're buying someone else's half-done project or poorly done project. You might get a good one. But that's that word might. That doesn't work for his vocabulary. So that's why we're not doing that. So we're going to build a car and know exactly what we have.
Yeah.
Raymond says, how much would your labor cost to do a full restoration? I'm at about 35 cents an hour, I think. But a good restoration shops in this area are about $100 an hour. And that's a very reasonable one.
And I figured up my labor to do a complete overhaul like this car behind us, somewhere between 800 to 900 hours of sitting here in the shop. I totally forgot about the hours screwing around on my computer, my phone, locating parts, driving and picking up parts, dropping off machine parts for the machine shop. So that's still time involved that I didn't really put in the equation. So if you figure that up, shops are going to charge you for that time. They're not going to go, well, that's all for free. No, that's still time that's taking away. So let's just call it 1,000 hours. Do the math. 1,000 times 100. Well, that's a whole bunch of money. That's all I got to say.
It's on the
Right.
ticket.
It's just the labor. So.
And then who was it? Someone mentioned something about what it takes for the labor to do the videos, and that's one thing that's hard. Trying to do a video while you're trying to fix something, you're spending double the time just getting the camera angle here, there, moving it. You know, if there was no cameras involved, we could probably get done in half the time.
True.
Camera and all the editing.
Well, it will be easier if you have somebody that could film you.
Yeah.
If I had a camera crew, that'd be fantastic. So anybody? Anyone?
Yeah, no, I did notice that with Louie and I last week. It was actually a lot easier with two people. And then sometimes when you're trying to do it, you just get pissed off about something or something's not
correct.
going, and then all of a sudden you're hell bent for glory and realize you never taped any of it. I mean, but you know, it is work, but it actually, you know, it kind of brought us all together, and now we're, you know, we got friends,
absolutely.
right? So,
yep.
You know, it's not for everybody. There's no doubt, but it is a, you know, it's a passion.
There's a group of us nuts out here that'll do this stuff. So, you know, we're all crazy.
Yeah. What else would we be doing?
Right.
Spending money. Right.
We'd be in Vegas, blow hookers. No, never mind. Cinnamon? No, never mind.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it PG here because my mind went totally wrong there. So
you know, Jim and Kelly just brought up an excellent point. We would buy a fully restored car from you guys. That's one thing I would say is anybody that buys one of these cars or any of the cars on this,
it's all documented.
It's all documented. Yeah. You know exactly what you have. It's all
exactly.
Right there.
Exactly.
So that's one reason that I'm doing it. I mean, just if I ever decide to sell this thing, or when I die, whoever gets it will know exactly what's in it.
Yep.
Yep.
Like document. Like when I did Lady Bird, and I'm building this, of course, for a gentleman named Scott. He didn't realize how bad the car really was. Even after him seeing our channels, because he watches everybody. He's still, because you know, you got to remember, we got the train eye, right? We've been doing this for a while. Mm-hmm. And when I did the first assessment video on his car, I mean, that's when it really hit him of how bad his car really was, you know?
Yeah.
And he got to see me fix it onto the point that is here now, you know, the state that it is now is a totally different car, you know? And if you took it to a shop, they could still hide things from you because they ain't going to show you everything. I'm showing you everything.
Yep. I'm going to hide. So.
Nothing to hide.
Right. That's true.
Well, any more questions from anyone out there for us before we call it a night?
Yeah, it's getting late, isn't it? So.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for joining. There. I look forward to this every week. So thanks for everybody that joins in and asks questions. This
yeah. Hanging out, talking shop, I think it's pretty cool. And I think we're all in agreement that we buy rust buckets. So I guess we answered that question. And if you guys had anything else, you missed your opportunity to express your opinion. So we're going to case close this one and say we like rusty cars. So.
Rusty.
Yep, that's my name. Don't wear it out. So.
All right, gentlemen. Then we will see you next Friday.
Yeah, we will see you then. We'll work on a topic, so we'll figure out something. If you guys want to talk, let us know. Hit us up. And you guys got something you want us to talk about? Give us some ideas.
Of topics, Jim and Kelly texted earlier to me, and they said maybe sometimes you guys can do a topic on replace or repair. That was one of my biggest struggles when it came to sheet metal work. Just an idea.
Great one.
Okay.
Great one.
Yeah.
Another one I was thinking about was wiring, OEM or aftermarket.
That's a good one, Mike. Yeah, that is a good one.
That's something that like people struggle with. I struggled with it, but you know where I ended up. Louie got all those harnesses the other day.
Speaking of which, Louie, I need the center console light harness. I'm missing that one. So
okay.
If you find one, let me know.
Just send me your left pro. I'll send you the harness.
Okay. We got chargers coming.
Sounds good. All
Laptops.
right, kids.
All right, here, guys. Have a good one.
All right,
we'll see
guys.
y'all.
Good night.
See ya.
All right. Good
And
night,
we're out.
man.
All right, Mike. Thank you, buddy.
See you, bud.
You
Later.
bet.